All right, next segment. While I start, I just want to say I'm thinking about doing some better videos, some like guides where I actually like get some shots that I planned out and then do a voiceover. But I'm not really sure which one I want to do first. I'm kind of like in a time crunch right now because playing for an hour or so is fine here and there, but making an actual video takes a little bit longer. So, if you're still watching this, if you like, you can comment on what kind of video you'd like to see me do. The ones I was thinking about doing is a guide for survival tips in the summer, a guide for survival tips in the winter, a general survival tips one. One I actually started working on but really haven't put in a lot of progress is a guide to all the seasonal bosses and the many ways you can kill them. I wrote a script for that, but I really haven't like put a lot of work in that. And then another one I'm thinking about doing is like improving my character guide and making sure that it kind of like includes everything and all the information is correct. That's going to take a little longer, so that's probably one I might not do for a while, because that I actually have to like really write a script and like not say dumb stuff that isn't true. Nope. But yeah, if you comment on which one you'd like to see, if I get a bunch of comments about it, I'll definitely make it. If anything, it only really encourages me to make those videos. So I want to go down there, and I'm going to want to get this. Okay, so now I'm preparing for the summer. And one of the first things I'm going to do I'm going to make some ashes for the Dragonfly. When we see him, we want to kill the Dragonfly this summer. We could have killed him last summer. We're going to put him to sleep with ashes. You could also use the ice staff to freeze him. There's lots of ways to deal with it. This way is going to be really easy, though. So we're going to do that. I need some more gunpowder, though. How much gunpowder do I have? 7? Yeah, I need more. Alright, 7 more. Which means I'm gonna need niter. Can't pronounce it right. Yup. Food. Always forgetting food. That's good that that's spoiled. And don't want to use my ice, though I could. So we're just gonna be getting this. And these flingos will keep everything from withering in its radius, so we're really safe to have these. And we want to fully pick it every time. It might seem like a little time spent, but one of the reasons we're fully picking it is because it's going to grow back. And if we don't use it, it turns to rot, and rot is really useful. Other way. Boom! Frozen. Like that. Freezes stuff. Ice staff really super helpful. Kind of a waste of an ice staff. It's 5% each time in blue gems. And it also costs like 5 cents each time you swing it. But that's just a demonstration of how it works. Everything takes a certain amount to freeze. So I'm going to make some meatballs just for the journey. Well, that's cooking. And go put these here. Fertilize these. There's other ways to kill those turkeys. We're going to have so much rot at a certain point. Reason being, it's just like everything produces rot. Alright, so it's a couple days into summer. It's literally a couple days. So the Dragonfly probably hasn't spawned yet. But we want to take care of him when he does. We want to be ready for him. One of the major problems with him is he can burn down our entire base very quickly if he enrages and comes near our base. And one of the ways to prevent that would be put stuff around like ashes around your base so he gets them and sleeps, but that doesn't work because they blow away. You could defend against the bear guy by putting honey around your base, but you can't do that with him, which is scary. It really does suck. Okay, so I didn't bring Chester with me. I was kind of meaning to, but I got distracted. So what I need is I need some niter for this gunpowder. See, there's just rot everywhere, and it'll telestack, and then we can pick it up at certain points when we just feel like we need to. And I can make store another fireplace. We gotta come down here for these. These rocks, we're gonna harvest a bunch of them. Get these hound's teeth. There's some stuff we missed the last time we came through, so. When we were killing those walruses. All the meat's spoiled now, I just want to make sure I get my hound's teeth. Nice. 4 of them. Prepare for the dragonfly, hopefully get the dragonfly. If we get the dragonfly, we can use the scales to make scale mail, which will allow us to be immune to flames, which doesn't seem like that good of a reward, but it is. And we can also use it to make a scaled chest, which will be a fireproof chest with more slots. Not really that great, but better than having 2 scale mails, which you can't use 2 of. The best part about the fireproof chest is if you have something that can kind of catch on fire, like logs, or something more important, like living logs that you don't want to go farm a bunch of, you put it in that chest. So if your base does catch on fire, which it will eventually if you play long enough, you can be as careful as you want. Eventually something bad will probably happen. If you have a luxury fan with you at any time, or you have it in a fireproof chest, you can prevent it by whipping that out real quick and then putting out the fire. But I mean, it's the kind of thing where you can't be perfect forever, and eventually your base may catch on fire and burn down. If you space your base out so it can't catch on fire and completely burn down, which is a very smart idea, especially if you're making a mega base, you'll be fine. But just in general, this whole thing I'm talking about is still like, you might want a scaled chest. Don't think of it as like a terrible thing because you should just avoid the fire. You want it. That's like saying Willow's great because you can just stay above 60 sanity. Willow is great, but just staying above 60 sanity is easier said than done. When you're actually trying to do it for extended periods of time, it gets way more difficult. Alright, we have enough for gunpowder, but we're going to get some more for some other stuff. I don't want gold rocks because I don't really want gold. We need to get some more so we can like make some fire pits and stuff. We want an endothermic fire pit for down there, and we want one for down in when we go spelunking, and we're gonna want one to store just for light. Having 4 stored light sources makes it so like there's really no way you can go out there on light like I did earlier in this playthrough. Just watching the lantern, making sure it's at the right sanity. There is things you can do. Turn it off. If you keep your lantern at a specific percentage, I think it's 97%. When you drop it on the ground at 97%, it'll never run out. It's a glitch. There's some glitches. I might talk about some of them. I don't use glitches in my normal playthroughs, as I've mentioned. There's this fine line between glitch and exploit that we could talk about for hours and hours and hours, but when it comes to it, I mean, it's really what you want to do and how you want to play. I kind of forgot it was summer. The eyebrow will prevent us from overheating for a long time during summer. As it gets deeper summer, we'll want to have something else with us. This is good, we're also getting rocks. We're going to make these. We need a stack of 14. I brought enough to have a stack of 14. We're going to put those right next to our ashes. And then we need one last thing. That's a torch in our inventory to light the gunpowder. Cool yourself down by eating ice. Another thing you can do. It'll lower your temperature. And it's gonna come back, so it doesn't matter if we do it. Because it's renewable. There we go. We've got enough extra for now. This gunpowder thing works great on all the bosses. I only really use it on the Dragonfly, and one of the reasons is because if you put too much or some bad stuff happens, you could burn your drops. It's easy to not put too much, but such things can happen as while the gunpowder's lit and it's about to explode, the mob gets hurt by something, or the mob got hurt by something you don't even know. Like if the beargar eats a bunch of monster meat before he wanders onto you, it'll damage him. And then if the gunpowder can... I've put enough gunpowder to not kill him, 14, and it killed him anyway, because he was obviously damaged from prior things, so that can happen. Alright, we're going to go in the swamp. A little risky when we don't have that much, blade grass. We don't have any armor on, but we're wearing the umbrella to stay cool. I'm not really lagging that bad, though. I'm going to quit some stuff. I always forget to do that. Hopefully, I won't lag very badly, because that's a death sentence in the swamp. But I want to be there for sundown, so I can collect some green caps to eat those for some sanity. So see those spider nests? Eventually the spider queen will settle into a tier 1 spider nest if it just wanders around long enough. That's what that is. That's why that wasn't there before, but is now. And we need some of these so we can make a floral shirt for our summer. And we're going to get some exploring done. Alright, hopefully the Dragonfly doesn't approach your base. It becomes incredibly hazardous to kill it once it's at your base. We will worry about that when we get to it, but we're going to hopefully not have a problem with that. That tentacle beats at him. That's the kiting method for tentacles, by the way. 1. Pretty easy to remember. They're fast. You can get 2 if you use a walking cane and have another speed boost. Pretty sure it's real iffy. These guys aren't really pissed off by me. That's nice of them. Now they are. They won't catch me though. If I lag, they can catch me. It's happened. Basically, I don't know how this works. I'm not like an expert on this game, but when you lag, depending on the game, sometimes when you lose frames, during those frames, even if you're holding down a button, you're not doing anything. So in Don't Starve, even if you're jamming on the F key to attack an enemy, sometimes you're not really hitting and you're not really moving like you should during those frames. So you can end up having to do less kiting if you're lagging. So sometimes when you're lagging and you're walking past something, you might not have enough time because you're lagging. So you need to, like, if you're really like getting heavy lag, you want to prepare for it. Hounds. Should eat. Alright, yeah. I don't really have any good armor because I want to wear my umbrella. So one of the things we got to be ready for now that it's so late in the game is hounds are going to come all the goddamn time. They're so annoying. I mean, really, like, all the time. So you're going to have to learn to deal with them. Too many of them too fast. Well, I'll be damned if I don't explore this last section. So I'm going to go do that while this happens. They'll eventually leave me alone. Ah, that was so dumb of me. Okay. If I wander back, they'll probably be like fighting something like a tentacle or something. Or they'll just be waiting for me. Who knows? Ooh, jackpot. Yeah, so a lot of times I'll just ditch the hounds if I'm somewhere where I don't want to deal with them. The hound field works great because you get all the drops very, very nicely. And it's getting big to the point where it's pretty much guaranteed kill for all the hounds we have. One thing I'm worried about is I don't think I've seen a Mandrake. I could like double back around some areas. That's going to be a really boring segment if I'm just exploring for a long time. But we'll see when we get there. Oh, see, nice. Free tentacle spike. I'm not even going to pick up the monster meat because I don't need it. I don't want it in my inventory. It's just going to turn to rot back at my home base. So I might as well just have it turn to rot now. Alright. I fully explored all this. So we're fully explored, basically. I go up here, and I can go through and uncover that at some point when we're passing by there, but there's no reason to just go exclusively for that. So, we're pretty much fully explored, which is good. The guano you can use as manure. That's going to appear around there and from now on. Need ice or shade. Shade will work. It won't work now that I'm overheating. It will work a little. Not in the midsummer. Standing under a tree. If you start in summer, you got to stand under trees a lot. Like that. Because you're going to be overheating like crazy and you're going to have nothing. So when you start in summer, which I think I have a video of me starting in summer. Still. Oh man. Inventory's full. Whatever. Let's come back. There's probably a video. I might not have posted it on here, but if not, I'll transfer it over of me starting in summer. I do this one of a couple of like presets I do. One of them's I named Hell on Earth. It's just a ridiculous amount of enemies starting on summer with like crazy overheating and all kinds of stuff, and it's just like ridiculous. I think so far that's ever lasted was like 12 or 13 days. I almost got through the summer. If you get through the summer in that mod, you are set. You can last forever if you get through the summer. But getting through the summer, oof, that's hard. Okay, this fish and frog legs, we can dry those. Because we don't want fish and frog legs, because there are really only good uses for recipes, and the recipes you make with them just aren't that great. Drumsticks, too. You make like a turkey dinner, just not that great a recipe. And now we're gonna wander around and find the dragonfly. We don't want him to come to our base at all. Don't want him to just like drop by. So we're gonna wander around and try and find him. Which means we need this. And we don't need this. Gold chest. Yeah. Rocks and flint. And we'll need to like just cook stuff on this. So we'll just do a small little fire. Just giving us enough time to cook stuff. So now I'm going to wander around, explore those last segments, and hope I happen upon the dragonfly while I do so. If we build a fire farm eventually, we'll have plenty of dragonfly kit. spider. We'll have plenty of meat for making not insuperior honey nuggets. We'll be able to make full-on honey ham. Honey nuggets are pretty bad. They're not the worst. I use them. Alright, one thing we're gonna do is we're going to fill these a little. Basically, the problem with the flingos and not leaving them on is if you turn them off when you leave your base, one of the problems is you can have something like smolder as it loads when you're approaching it, so you really aren't close enough to put out the smoldering. But it'll start smoldering, and by the time you're like, oh, it's smoldering, it catches on fire, and that's bad. I can switch this out. Need to fill this. We'll spelunk in that other hole, and we can go over a little more spelunking if I have time right now in this section, but I might not. See? This terrain can't grow eye plants, so they won't grow there. Yum. Yeah. Give them sanity for the small jerky. It's pretty good sanity gain. They're gonna go around the hounds, so we don't have to fight them during the night, because it's approaching night. Oh, and also I can reveal down here. Oh yeah. Raw vegetables and fruits give you a lot of hunger. I usually cook them for like the health and stuff benefits. Trying to cook, maximize hunger and stuff. Oh, I kind of have to reveal that section, so I'm going to walk through here. Hello, hounds. I need to reveal this part of the map. Thank you. Yeah, if you kindly leave me alone, that'll be wonderful. These feathers are from vultures. Always pick up feathers. Because you can make blow darts with them. See? Fire darts with red feathers, but blow darts with blue feathers and sleep darts with the jet feathers. So the red feathers aren't that useful because fire darts aren't that useful, but sleep darts are definitely useful because you can use them to put things to sleep, like the Dragonfly or the Beargar, or just generally anything you want to put to sleep. There's a couple of things that are immune to sleep. And then the blue feathers are super useful because blow darts can take out any boss. And we'll make a bird farm eventually. There's a couple ways to make a bird farm. If you're Wickerbottom, making a bird farm is easy. Basically, for a bird farm, you're going to make a feather hat to attract more birds, usually, unless you're Wickerbottom, which you can summon a bunch of birds with one of her tomes. And then, once you get all the birds, you have to kill them. You can usually kill them with fire. If you use something like a boomerang is basic, and we've used that before, I think, probably, or maybe we haven't. But something like fire, which works really well. Or you can use something like a Houndius Shootius, which we'll eventually have, probably by next winter. Farming with fire is a more advanced technique that we'll get into after we've kind of covered all the general techniques of the game. Alright, and now what I need to do is just explore a little, but basically I'm going to go up and down each peninsula because if you're getting close enough to the dragonfly, you will hear it. So you don't have to fully explore, because all you need to know is if it's there or not, and you can hear it if it is. So we just need to run up each one real quickly, and if we hear it, we just go find it. A lot of times I'll find the dragonfly like in an area with trees, like burning trees down. So we don't really hear it here, so we're gonna leave. It's getting towards midsummer. We're about 5 days into summer, and midsummer is like about 8 days, so like 3 days. So it's no longer going to help much to stand under trees and stuff. So what we're going to do is when we get really hot, we'll cool ourselves down. Then endothermic fire, which we have plenty of. I'm also looking out for anything I've missed now in our exploration process when we do this, because I'm not always looking too deeply when I do stuff before. So, oop, don't want that. Just cool ourselves down a little. Eat that for health, and some hunger, and some sanity. Stay near it longer than you've got the things on your screen, because your temperature's still lowering a little. And we're gonna make another one real quick. It's good to make one. Worst case scenario, we run out of, we somehow lose this, like we use it for something or we drop it, and then we don't have it, we have one of these. So that's why it's always good to place stuff in your inventory if you're going to eventually use it, because you might accidentally use the resources, but you can't use the resources. We can now only use an endothermic fire. Alright, up to here. Just kind of walking around aimlessly. A little bit of a waste of time. That's fine. We don't need time. We got all the time in the world. Because we're past the point of needing to really focus to survive. Early in the game, you need to buckle down and get all the stuff you need done before it gets to a dangerous season. Now, not a big problem. I don't really need to, like, spend an excess of time to survive. Oh, there's a ghost. There's another grave that we dug. Go away, ghost. I'm going to uncover these few areas I haven't uncovered. No dragonfly up here. So one of the things I'm looking for is the Mandrake too. I know I mentioned that a couple times, but there should be one, and I haven't seen one. I've kind of explored everything, so I must have missed it. But hey, Wally, how she blows. If you give him stuff like gems and stuff, he'll talk to you. Oh, is it? No. It kind of looks like that, the top of it. It's hard to see with the coloration. I need another one of those to shave. I'm gonna go check down there. I find them around Maxwell's Gate a lot. I don't know if that's just like a reoccurring theme in my Don't Starve career. It's my luck spot. That's where I find the Dragonfly. You can also find, well, you can also find the Mandrakes in the caves. We're hoping not for that, because if we do find them down there, it's gonna take a lot longer. Let's go down there and get them than it is for there. Also, one of the things that can happen is they can kind of just be behind stuff, so we don't really see them. They're hiding. You can have a couple of them just hiding behind something. I won't be going over Maxwell's door in this tutorial. That takes you to adventure mode. Adventure mode is kind of different from the normal game. You go through, it's more of like a story mode. I will make a tutorial about adventure mode someday, but there's already a billion tutorials about it if you want to find out about it sooner. And it's not a threat to your world to go to adventure mode at all. Okay, so let's go through here. Try and not lag or anything. Uh-oh. A lot of bees spawning on. My computer's not really a fan of that. A lot of things loaded on the screen. Okay, so Dragonfly's probably not over here. I'm just keeping an eye out for the Mandrake. I'd really like one, because I want a pan flute. Pan flutes are super useful. Mandrakes are, you can find some in the caves. You also find them usually in grasslands is where you'll find them. And this is the biggest grassland in the map, kind of. That's also a big one. So it will probably be over here. So I'll explore here, and then I'll go explore here. If I still can't find one, then oh well. Where am I facing? What is happening? Oh man, get away from me. So, like, 2 to 5 will spawn in a world. It's obvious from the fact that I haven't found any that there's not many in this world, but there's got to be some. You can have errors with your map where things don't spawn. That's possible. You can have maps where pig kings don't spawn. So it's possible that there is none. I'm really hoping there is some, because I wouldn't want to not be able to make one in this world. A pan flute. though that's completely possible that that happens. I also want to find the dragonfly, but wandering around just looking for him can take a while. Sometimes it takes me almost the whole summer to do it. Or he'll just come up and mess up your whole base if you don't want him to. That's how it always seems to be. I have relatively fully explored this area. I'm thinking he's probably not here. I could use like a... what's it called? Shirt. Summer Frost. Ow. Damn it. Hey, the killer bees took care of the clockwork people. Thank you, killer bees. Alright, we got 2 more endothermic fires. On our last endothermic fire, we head home. Maybe up in this corner. Nah. Or I could get more niter if I niter. If I find a rock, there's one right there. I can just get more. I'm gonna explore around here, and we'll be able to get these 2 rocks. I'll leave my screen rotated because I didn't really see one the first time, so my screen's rotated, that might help me see it instead of just rotating my screen constantly. I'm also getting a little hungry. Please place the light. Sometimes it's hard to place stuff when you're lagging. Heat exhaustion is real in this game. Go explore over there, and that's about it. I didn't really explore that section really well because I was getting attacked by a bunch of stuff. So it could be there. So we're going to extend this trip a little bit. Try and find it. And then we're going to kind of hit the swamp a little and see if we can't find that dragonfly wandering around. Be a shame if we have to wait a whole year to get them. Scales, I like to get scales every year. There's some stuff you don't need every year. Like, we're not going to need any more thick fur, basically. We'll make a hibernation vest if we find the bear guard, but we're not going to go looking for him because we don't really need I mean, what's it called? Insulated backpack. Just to make it. Once again, it's one of those things they just like to prototype. But we don't really need one. But we will definitely kill him if we see him, because he's easy to kill. We can just kite him. And we don't want him messing with our stuff either. But we're not going to go looking for him. And same with the moose goose. We will eventually get all the stuff we need for the luxury fan and stuff like that. That's a carrot. Damn it. Oh, I can eat the carrots, actually. But we typically don't go looking for him. The moose goose. We'll just let him nest, and if we run into his nest, we can deal with that. Over there. Get this rock. And that's I was talking before about how you should just explore everything. One of the reasons you're doing that is because when you're wandering around and you're like, oh shit, I'm overheating, what do I do? Use rocks. I mean, you'll be able to find stuff that you need immediately because you've explored everything. Like, if I need some food, I know exactly where the berry bushes are. Some of them will be withered and unusable because it's summer, but... Something's smoldering. Ready? Extinguish. That's why we have the ice staff. Because it allows us to not take damage when we extinguish things. And because we can extinguish from a far away with it. So when we're walking onto the map, if we see something smoldering, we don't think we'll have enough time to get it. You can just wave our magic wand and extinguish it for sanity instead of taking damage. You take like 5 damage. That's a lot of damage to be taking. And it's mostly for the range. The range is good. You don't want your stuff catching on fire. The quicker you can put things out, the faster you'll be able to potentially save your base. So I make one around, carry it around during summer. It's a good habit to get into. We probably won't have to use it, but we might. Alright. Fully explored this, basically. And now go explore the last area. If we don't find one, we don't find one. It's 5 reeds, the mandrake, and something else. I forget what. To make one, a pan flute. It's got 10 uses. And it makes things in a large area around you fall asleep, which is super helpful for taking out things like spider queens, where you can just put them all to sleep and stop them. If you want to put a bunch of beefalo to sleep at the same time, you can do that. There's a bunch of uses for it. It's a really good item. I recommend you make one. And it lasts forever because when it has one use left, you can deconstruct it with the deconstruction staff, which we will be getting later in this playthrough. And you'll get the mandrake back when you deconstruct it, and you can use it to make another one. So that's why it has infinite uses, because you can just constantly do that. Alright, so I have to get more nitri from rocks. Because we haven't found the Dragonfly yet. We're not going to worry about getting a Mandrake at any point. We're going to call it a lost cause unless we find one. Not the end of the world. We might find one down. If you find down the caves when we check, we can find one. I think that's happened. Not really sure. I'm going to go out to here. See if we can't find the Dragonfly. Okay, we're going to need a couple of grass. We see one. And after that, we're going to pop on home to refuel for stuff. We'll get a prompt from Wilson when we get close enough to it. And that's how we'll know. So we just need to be within the general area. And he'll tell us the rest. Late at night, it's going to be a little cooler. We might not actually overheat, depending on the day. But it is midsummer, so we probably will. Some of these are going to turn into spiders. Spider queens. It's what we call an Abigail's Paradise biome. You know what you're doing. Infinite spider materials with Abigail. Very easy to kill spiders. Okay. Cooled down enough. Now we head back for supplies. And we're going to check out the savannah a little behind us. Seems to be where all the bosses are spawning. Because we're running low on our lantern. And we might take a spelunking trip. The problem with spelunking right now is we don't want to waste our dragonfly kill for this year on spelunking. But in the future, the summer is arguably the best season to go spelunking in. And that's because you can very easily infinitely spelunk using snow chester and a thermal stone. You can stay cool infinitely with nothing else but snow chester and a thermal stone. Or 2 thermal stones, you need 2. Which we'll do once I get the stones to get it. Once I get more blue stones, we can do that. It's pretty easy. And this is our last night with our lantern, so we're gonna need to get more lanterns, because sitting around during the day is a waste of time. So worst comes to worst, we'll spelunk just enough to find a couple more light bulbs. This grass is close to the endothermic fire pit. I think it might be just close enough to keep us cool. We're gonna switch out all our torches. And when we come back, this one time we'll get a bunch of, a whole ton of light bulbs, and then we can just, what we do is when we come back with all those, we just go around and fill all our torches to full. I can't even move. Okay, there we go. Tonight's the night we go shave some beefalo for some fuel. I want these to go in here. We'll keep that for tonight. Some sanity restoration. I'm gonna take this rot and put it in here. Getting quite the rot stack going. And we need this. In case the beefalo are in heat, it will be good to wear. We're gonna take this beefalo fur, we don't have much of it. We'll fill this a little, just to go for tonight. And we'll take this and fill this a little, just to go for tonight. And then while we're out there, the next day we're going to plant a bunch of trees. Actually, we're not going to do that. Summer is a bad time to go plant a bunch of trees. Instead of doing that, I will just not. We have plenty of logs now. In fall, we need to plant a batch of trees to stomp. And these are kind of just rate limited by the fact that we don't have enough flowers. It's something I will spend some time to fix in a little bit. These guys are coming along nicely in population size. At some point, we're going to come and stomp all of them. But for now, we're fine. Okay. So it's night, so we're going to come over there. They're going to fall asleep. We're going to wear this just in case. And then we're going to start shaving them. Just want to click on their horns, kind of. You can highlight the one that you're shaving. And sometimes they're really close to each other, like those two that are twitching over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this horn right here. We're clicking on. Get the horns. Like that. And we got all of them. The fur will last till morning. We know there's a bunch of beefalo destroying our mojo over where these spiders. They saw that we made a spider farm and they were like, let's go wreck all his hopes and dreams by just camping out there. These are the ones we're going to stomp. We will stomp them until there's nothing left, and then any survivors will be murdered for meat. Eventually, I will no longer be stomping Beefalo. What I will be doing... See, Jesus Christ. I won't stomp Beefalo anymore, I will just kill them. This is so much harder to do when you're lagging. I'm not even going to attempt this. I'm lagging too much. There's no reason why I should be able to do this. I'm just going to go over here and get these Beefalo. Okay, get these Beefalo. And then I'll come back. And none of these guys are in heat, but it's a good idea to wear this anyway. It's good practice when you're dealing with these close groups of Beefalo. Because of the Flingomatic, summer will really ruin your fuel stores. But on some of my main worlds, I have like 2 or 3 scaled chests just full of stacks of Beefalo wool. If you do it every night for a couple of nights, in those really long like winter nights, when you have just like hordes of Beefalo just penned up in places, you get a lot. Oh, wonderful. Let's kill this. Oh. Cool off. This would be a good way to end the day. Alright, I need to... Oh, that's not gonna work. I need to go to a really light kiting thing in case I lag. Oh, see, I lagged. Oh god. We're just doing one hit that time. Die. Alright. There's another one, I believe. We don't have enough in this tentacle spike to get that other one. So we're gonna come back with reinforcements. Ooh. It's damaged and going insane. Was there another one? No. Okay, that's good. Leave it be then. I thought I heard another one. Spider hats. I have so many of those. Spider hats are pointless. You can command spiders. We could use the spider hat to go combat the spider apocalypse by getting all the spiders and trying to command them to attack the spider queen. But that's just annoying. And it's a real big drag on your sanity. And they wear down fast. So I usually don't use them. We could. But there's so many spider queens, it'd be really hard. I might think about doing that, but Because it would demonstrate. It would be a good demonstration to show how you can use a spider head to kill a spider queen. And I do have a couple of them now, so I could do it. Now that that happened. But we'll see how I feel about it. Now we got, like, tons of this. We can fill these up. And I will have to cut the segment because I need to do something about my computer because it's really stressful to play when I'm lagging this much. And it doesn't work very well when I can't really kite or do anything because my computer's having issues. Let's just top that off. We got plenty of cobwebs and fangs. And we will trade one of these out for one of these. Put this back in here. Whoops. Misclick. And I'll end this segment for today after I eat some. I want to regain some sanity and health from when I got slammed by that spider queen. And I got that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these. And for sanity, whatever. Alright, I'm cutting it now. We just really, what we need to do is we need to go get more niter tomorrow, next segment, so we can explore more, and then we're gonna keep looking for the dragonfly. This is kind of a boring segment. I did kill a spider queen, so that was fun. But we want to look for the dragonfly and kill it with this gunpowder. We did the prep for it, so that was nice. And we're getting towards a full moon, so we'll have a full moon pretty soon. I want to explore around here a little, and we've explored around here, and maybe we'll go up to the desert first, see if we can find it, because it should have spawned a couple days ago. So it's going to be wandering around, and it spawned about maybe 5 days ago, probably 2 or 3 days into summer. So we should be able to find it, and when we do find it, I'm going to kill it with the ashes and gunpowder. Other ways you could do is you could do the pan flute and gunpowder, you could do sleep darts and gunpowder, or you could do the ice staff and gunpowder. But we're going to use the ashes because we already have them. It's the cheapest way to do it, too. Alright, see